Beardos Weirdos. Before we get into the usual debunking and the more comedy stuff, a little serious announcement, very sad announcement. So yesterday I received an email from a long-time supporter of mine's wife. You in the community may know him as a Test Lefticle, and she's basically emailed me to say that he has unfortunately passed away. Now, Test Lefticle has been on this channel since long before the paranormal stuff started. He has been a big supporter of mine on Twitch and on YouTube for a long time. He was in the original first 200 subscribers, commented on everything. I've had a lot of interactions with him. He had issues with his mental health, and that's not what caused his passing. This is very raw and very new, both to the community. The Twitch community, my Twitch community, been hit quite hard by this, as he was a massive part in it. So I'm going to dedicate this video to Test Lefticle, or as people who knew him outside of a YouTube and Twitch persona. His name was Wade, and he was a very, very nice guy. He seemed to be on the up from mental health issues, and then something, basically a tragic accident. My thoughts are with his wife and his children. And I just want to dedicate this video to such an amazing supporter, and it makes you take stock, you know. Anyway, I obviously emailed his wife honesty back and said, look, if there's anything I can do, if there's any way we can support or help you guys out, just reach out, and I'm sure me and the community will be able to help out. My initial concern was things like funeral costs. You know, if you need help with funeral costs, maybe we can arrange a charity stream or over on Twitch, or, you know, some sort of way to bring money in for the family. And the reply to my offer, it's an amazing reply. It's not necessary. He left a large amount of money to me and our kids, and all of his funeral expenses are paid for. But that is extremely kind of you. And this is the bit that's sort of like, even with this very, very sad passing, this community is summed up by his wishes. He would not have wanted that. He's a very, very proud person. He said that is what has got him watching, because you called out people that swindled others out of money. So I offered to help the family, or attempt to help the family with any potential financial burden, and she's basically said we don't need it. He wouldn't have wanted it because of what I do, which is it's incredible. It's incredible the difference we've made. I've spoken to her a bit more. I'm not going to read the emails out in full because some of it's quite personal. But he referred to me to his family as his bearded brother, and that means the absolute world to me, that I could have positively made an impact like that on someone. Added to that, in with the Twitch community, we are very big on mental health, and even though he struggled himself, he offered help out to people. He also started doing artwork for some of us, and it's a shame we'll never get to see the end. You know, it's a shame we won't get to see the final product. But yeah, Wade, if it wasn't 7 AM in the morning, I'd raise a beer for you, brother. My thoughts and condolences to your family. You will be missed in the community. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So yeah, this video will be dedicated to Wade. And obviously, if the family do ever need anything, then just reach out. And I appreciate you, Honesty, for reaching out to me. And finally, Honesty, thank you so much for reaching out in such a personal manner. It really does mean the world to me. Obviously, Wade was a massive part of this community. here and on Twitch, and he'll never be forgotten. To end this little bit on a more positive note, Test Lefticle, his name always stood out to me. Always stood out to me because he made me laugh. When I was on Twitch, I raided into another channel, and the streamer raided another streamer, and Test Lefticle followed that streamer. The person went, Test Lefticle, thank you for the follow. You can't have that. And then banned him from the channel because of his name. We were so amused by it. He's a very funny guy, very artistic guy. And yeah. Wade, to you, brother. So, on to the main event. You've all looked at the thumbnail and gone, no, Beardo. Not the Ouija Brothers. Don't go after the Ouija Brothers. Well, I'm a debunker, and debunkers debunk everyone and everything, whether I am friends with them or not. Now, what alerted me to this video is a comment on the Ouija Brothers video. Now, this video, you need to go and watch it. It is absolutely incredible, and I will leave a link for this video in the description below. Travesty5198 commented, 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Why'd you switch camera views? You know Shape or Beardo is going to call that out. Now, I watched this on the premiere, didn't notice anything. I've watched it again since to try and work out the noises that they capture through the house, and I can't. It seems outside of the norm. Anything outside of the norm is by definition paranormal. I've seen another team go to this place and capture the same voice. It's different words or a different phrase because you can't quite make it out, but it's the same voice, tone, and pitch. Two different teams. So just let that, you know, if you're watching the Ouija Brothers expecting hovering shit and maniacal stick figures to pop up and ghost sprays, and you're not getting that. You're not getting ridiculous paranormal activity. You're getting real paranormal activity, or you're getting nothing, because most of the videos, and I've watched them all, nothing happens. They have a few where there are unexplained events. They have some things where you think, shit, they finally got it, and then they debunk it themselves. This is why hardly anyone has ever tried to debunk the Ouija Brothers. There's nothing to debunk. But when somebody says, you know, Shape or Beard are going to call that out, I'm going to have a look. Full disclosure, Steve is completely aware of this because I asked him for the footage that appears to be missing. Now, you'll all, if you're a fan of the Shape, you'll know the Shape had a very similar thing happen recently, and it led to him debunking somebody. That person then got removed from a group of paranormal investigators. It all got quite ugly, but as far as I'm concerned, it all got quite ugly for the right reasons. He was caught faking and was removed. Called out. Absolutely fine. I have no issue with that. So we're going to go straight to the time frame. So if you haven't seen the video, basically the Ouija Brothers go into a location. They have no idea if it is or isn't haunted. They conduct an investigation, and as soon as they walk in, there are footsteps that is running. They're utterly convinced there's somebody, a real person there. They search the house looking for a squatter, somebody bedding down, even security, because I've seen other video, there's security there. And the Ouija Brothers will then try to prove there's nobody else there. Now, for people that are thinking there's a third person, and while they're filming, this third person is constantly ducking out of sight, there's nothing ever happens to make me think there's a third person. Secondly, the way they swing their cameras and the way they move, nothing is deliberate, and they would capture somebody, you know, helping them fraudulently put things in their video. I've watched these guys closely. I have watched so much of them before I say these are the real deal. This is why I've only ever done 2 videos on 2 channels. There is a third coming where I say 100% I believe these guys. It's because I have to watch 10 to 20 hours of footage before I will say this is legitimate. These guys are real. So they've heard some weird noises, and at this point they're not even investigating. There's somebody in here, we need to prove they're not. So at the 5 minutes 20 mark, which I'll tell you about, apparently there's something up with Griff's camera angle.
Another floor. Hold on. May I check this room? Hello? Hello? Not here to hurt you or anything. It's got to be a person, Steve.
Or a ghost.
That's the cut in question. Now I can see why Travesty has looked at that and said, Why is that camera cut there? Why have you switched to Steve's camera? Because obviously there's been some weird noises. Griff has gone behind this with his camera out, yet the camera angle has changed back to Steve. So if somebody has been making weird noises and hidden, they would be hid behind there. Travesty, I'm not slating you for this at all, and neither are the Ouija Brothers, because you should ask questions of the paranormal. It's the right thing to do. Right, let's take another look.
There's got to be. There's another floor.
So obviously they're looking for other people.
Hello?
He checks the room. Travesty thinks they may be, or could say...
Not here to hurt you or
Travesty's alluding to, maybe, that somebody could be there.
anything.
And the camera cuts as Griff gets in line.
Or a ghost.
We won't say anything to anybody. We'll literally...
I can see where the "why did you do that" came from. Steve has actually sent me, as you can see up there, Griff's cam. And it's at 3 minutes. Right, so 3 minutes 22 on this footage. So here we go.
Hello? Hello? Not here to hurt you or anything.
100% the same footage. You know, they haven't re-edited anything and sent that to me. It's the same speech pattern. And I've checked this in editing.
It's got to be a person, Steve. We won't say anything to anybody. We're literally just recording. If you can hear us, just talk to us, because it'd be better for my art if you do.
I'll tell you why Steve made that cut and then went onto his camera.
It's got to be a person, Steve. We won't say anything to anybody.
Could you see why Steve would have changed that camera? And it's not to detract from what Griff has got on his camera, because there's nobody there. He's clearly walked through where somebody would have been hidden on the way in and on the way out. It's the jerky camera movement and the quick swing. That type of camera movement is uncomfortable for the viewer to watch. It could make you almost feel seasick if there's too much of that. So Steve has gone from a camera that's done that to his camera that's stationary, and show Griff from behind walking through the room. So on Griff's camera, there's nobody behind that sort of partition. And from Steve's camera, nobody has come out of our room that Griff has clearly shown is empty. So there we go. Even though the thumbnail title said debunking the Ouija Brothers, the part in question, I can't debunk. There were voices and there were movement all through this video that cannot be explained. Somebody's rightfully said, why is that camera cut there? You were right to question, absolutely. Me and Steve had a conversation about that, and Steve's just gone, there you go, here's the footage, check it out for yourself. I've checked it out for you guys. What this also shows is, even when I'm friends with a paranormal investigation channel, if I had seen this camera angle and I'd seen somebody duck down, I would have called it out for exactly what it was. I would have made sure that you knew that these guys were faking. They're not. While we're on the subject of people calling paranormal investigators out, even the legitimate ones, and saying that is fake, I've had 3 different people ask me to look at some footage from Ghosts on Trent. Now, I've watched a lot of Ghosts on Trent. I like Ghosts on Trent. They seem to have some good investigation skills. I haven't watched a lot of them to say they are 100% real, but I've been sent by viewers to look at a piece of evidence that they think is faked. I've looked at this. I've only looked at it quick, and I couldn't see any fakery. But now we're going to do this. I haven't gone back over it. This video is now 3 weeks old, so I haven't gone back over it. What happens is there's a massive bang. Somebody's claimed that the door was kicked by, is it Paul? One of the guys' cameras. One of the guys with the camera, there's only 2 of them in there, has kicked the door frame. And my initial look back was, no, he didn't. I'll show you why. Right. It also needs to be noted that this video is uncut. There is Mark. I'm so sorry if I've got this wrong. Mark's footage and then Paul's footage. And it's beginning to end of the investigation. There's no cuts. There's nothing added. They've basically shown the 2 angles. They show Mark's first, Paul's second. He said a bad word. Now, the camera foot, the claim that he kicked that door, unless he can lift his leg at 90 degrees, and he got go-go gadget legs, he physically, from that position, couldn't have kicked that door. Now, when the footage changes to the other camera, it looks even worse for Paul. But people haven't taken into account the length of the camera, the zoom of the camera, and where he's in relation in this part of the video. So we'll skip forward.
We're going to take a walk upstairs, if you don't mind.
Now, this footage, this is obviously the guy closest to the door, and people are saying he's kicked it. Watch now. What's happened there is somebody has mistaken his camera shake for that door frame moving. That door frame didn't move. His camera, that bang has startled him. And what's happened is he's done this. He's jumped and done this. And that has led to people assuming that he's kicked this accordion-style bifold door. But the original footage has shown he was too far away and his leg would have had to have been at 90 degrees and probably 4 foot in length for him to have kicked that door. Not only that, when the bang happens, that camera would have jerked back with the action of him lifting his leg. People have also claimed there's a shadow runs past this door. I can't see a shadow running past this door. What they're alluding to is there's a third person in there, and this third person has run past and give something a kick or a bang. I can't see somebody else in this video. In fact, I don't hear anybody else in this video. Now, I commented to Ghosts on Trent, while this doesn't prove anything paranormal, by the way, that in a dilapidated, falling apart house, something could easily have just fallen with the reverberation of their voices. And I said that in a comment on this video, the original. And they thanked me and agreed with me that potentially that could be, but it scared them. It would scare you if you're in somewhere you're not supposed to be. I say it all the time. Could it be paranormal? It could be. Is it paranormal? Possibly not. It is probably something falling upstairs with the reverberation of them talking, moving around, shifting their weight on floorboards, and etc. So can I say it's paranormal 100%? No, I can't. Can I say it's faked 100%? No, I can't. I don't think this footage is fake. I think something is banged. They have reacted the same way everyone would. Go and watch the rest of the video. I will also link that in the description down below. And see their reactions after this bang, because you can't act as scared as these guys are. You can tell they are terrified. As I said, the footage is unedited, so feel free to have a look yourself. If you do spot a shadow that I've missed, please tell me the time code and I'll gladly go back and have a look. And I'm sure Ghosts on Trent are happy for me to go back and have a look. I get emails on a daily basis now, and it's, can you debunk this channel? Can you debunk that channel? I've got these time codes. I can't get around them all. I hope at some point I can at least get around all of the channels that are sent to me. Some I've looked at and gone, this isn't even worth me looking. It's clearly fake. They haven't even hidden the wire properly, etc. But a lot of people are focusing on people like the Ouija Brothers, Ghosts on Trent, Dead Cold Paranormal, etc. Being like, they must be faking that little bang. Why would they risk the channels for something that insignificant? So guys, there's 2 videos I've been asked to look at to debunk, and I can't debunk them. I'm not lying because I'm friends with the Ouija Brothers, and I'm not lying. I don't know Ghosts on Trent. I do speak to them in comments on my videos and theirs, but I wouldn't say we were friends. I hope at some point I can go out with them, but I don't have the friendly relationship with those that I do with Steve. So I got nothing to lose here. In fact, me debunking somebody like the Ouija Brothers, Ghosts on Trent, or any of the more real-based paranormal activity teams would probably bolster my viewing figures, my subscriber base. So if I was to find anything fake, I would be helping myself while trampling on them. Before you say you wouldn't do it because they're your friends, I absolutely would. If the Ouija Brothers faked footage, I would call them out on it, because not only have they then taken a shit on my belief system, like the fake ghost hunting channels do, but they would have betrayed my friendship with them. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they are capable. They are, if I had to put a tier list of real paranormal channels, the Ouija Brothers are at the very top of that. I don't have to question them. So guys, you are right to question everything. Absolutely question everything. And every paranormal team worth their salt, when you question them, is not going to get up their ass about it and be all like, how dare you? They'll be like, well, actually, the reason is blah, 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 blah. People are going to argue with them. They know that. People are always going to call anything paranormal as fake, because a complete skeptic is never ever going to believe anything other than a ghost popping up right in front of them and spitting ectoplasm in their face. On the other side of that coin, I've watched many Ouija Brothers videos, and I've been in many of the premieres, and there's people sat there going, I'm picking up on a lady, she's wearing this, she's doing that, she's doing the other. There's two ends of that spectrum and everything in the middle. Some people are right, some people are wrong. I'm only here to debunk with facts, logic, and pointing out video editing mistakes. There was no mistake in that video. There's no mistake in Ghosts on Trent video. Both of these things that I've been asked to debunk, I can't debunk. Now, I will say, the Ghosts on Trent video, is it paranormal? Probably not. Is it something falling? Probably. The Ouija Brothers video, is that somebody's voice? I think so. Was there anybody in that house? No. Could it have been the neighbour's voice cascading out of the neighbour's house and into that building? No. Because I've watched other investigators there that pick up the same noise, yet you can't even hear the cars passing outside. That video, that house, or that building is borderline soundproof. Of course, you can still make up your own minds. These are my opinions, and my opinions are that none of these channels have faked the evidence I've been asked to look at. So go check out these channels, make your mind up for yourself. Have a conversation in the comment section down below. If you think I've missed something, tell me. I'll gladly take another look at it. But for now, I'm Beardo, and I am out.